Welcome back to the Zero Camber podcast. I am one of your hosts, Whoop, and with me today is our other wonderful host,
Mike.
You don't have to sound so disappointed as you got to get on a call with me today.
No, I just edited the one where you called me Michael the other day.
Yeah.
I still remember that.
That's okay. Matt messaged me earlier, and I answered him like, "Hello, Bartholomew" or something like that. Like I've just been adding random bullshit to people's names like all week.
There you go.
So
there you go.
I think we need to have a little bit of a talk since we're getting close to the end of the year, right? Or normally we start seeing like the new model year stuff approach.
I haven't seen anything.
But normally like we're close to the point where like things are gonna start coming out, right?
Foreshadowing.
So
I'm foreshadowing.
We should talk about all the stuff that won't be joining us next year.
Yep.
So I've got a little list for you of stuff.
Yep, and I haven't seen it.
I think
I'm reacting to this.
Yes, this is gonna be live Michael reaction. We could put that in big live Michael reactions.
6 days later because we're gonna.
So, all right, these are all going to be leaving us in 2026. I don't think.
Okay.
I think there is more things beyond this, but this is the list that I saw that I was like, okay, like that's kind of either interesting or like that we might care about in any kind of capacity.
So this is like officially no longer on sale, or it's just like there's not getting a 27 model year.
They're not getting a 26 model year. Like these are dead. What's on sale right now is what that's it. So first up, we're going to talk about BMW.
Okay.
So I believe the X4, X6 gone, which I don't really care about.
Those
are ugly. Like
that's fine.
So like honestly, BMW is doing us a favor there, but
I never liked the X6.
They're ugly. They're disgusting.
The first time I saw an X6 I was on 75 going north from Auburn Hills, and I see this monstrosity barreling down the highway.
About the only way you can describe it.
Yeah, it's like barreling down the highway. It just kind of looks like an egg with really bad aero and what at the time were ludicrous like 285 tires because it was an X6M.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what in the unholy hell did BMW make? And that's that. Like, ever since then, every time I see an X6, that is what I remember.
You know what's funny to me about the X6 is I don't think I really remember seeing any like base X6s. They're always M's for some reason.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Like I can't remember the last time I've seen a normal X6. I think because to buy such an expensive SUV that is not practical.
Buy the top trim, right? Like you have to.
Yeah, well, it's like if you can afford this thing and also afford the fact that it has zero practical purpose in your life, then you obviously must not be concerned with money.
Right. And so you're like, yeah, why not? I'll just ball out, get the M trim because like that's the best one, right? Like that's what you're going to say at the deal. Like I want the best one.
Yeah.
No, I 100%.
I'm curious now. I'm looking at the BMW website. Do they list the X6? So they still list the X6 on the website and the X4. But like, what is it with these SUV coupes?
Yeah, that is not a vibe I can get behind. And I'll be honest, like I know a bunch of people absolutely despise SUVs. I think that's like, half of enthusiasm.
Yeah, I know a bunch of those too. I was like that when I was 22.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I remember, when I couldn't afford to buy an actual like new SUV and they're just like, oh well, yeah, no, they're all garbage, they're all bad. Like, no, they're not actually all abysmal.
In the modern economy, though, I'll be honest, I also can't afford to buy an SUV. That's why I have a 70,000 mile Q7.
I mean, this is true. I mean, like I won't doubt that, like, or I won't disagree that new, like, I mean, like I think what's a Explorer ST start at? Like I think they're like 65 grand, something like that.
But no, for real though, like a freaking Bronco Sport's like 30 grand.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what I mean though. Like an Explorer ST is like the same cost as like an M2. Like I think
you might be right.
Close.
Okay, Explorer base parts 40,005.
That's still crazy to be honest.
That's base Explorer, right? Like, which is way too much money for an Explorer. All right, so. Dude, for your website, by the way, using it if it's not full windowed sucks. Fix it. 5477.
Yeah. Okay. So 55 grand. And like
Yeah,
damn well you're not
55
getting a
grand.
$55,000 one at the dealer. Like you're gonna
No, like you got to get the orange paint or the blue paint because those are the only two good colors on that car.
agreed.
Active, man, it's 55 grand. It comes with the Active X seating.
Yes, you don't get the leather.
For anybody that don't know, like that's
yeah, like
55 grand, no
it's
leather.
like sitting on a pontoon. Like that's how you feels like you're sitting on pontoon seats. So
that is such a Michigan joke, dude. It's such a freaking Michigan joke.
yeah, I guess
How many people in like Wisconsin know what that feels like?
I'm sorry to all of our Nebraskan followers and just wondering like, I don't know.
Some
The hell's a
motherfuckers in
pon-
Kentucky just like, what's a pontoon?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I guess that is.
Sorry, that made me laugh. It's because I lived in Michigan for so long.
I mean, to be fair, like everybody has some kind of boat or knows somebody with a boat.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
for sure.
impossible.
I will say, there's actually not a lot you can add.
I mean, I guess
To the
that's kinda
Explorer ST,
surprising.
like it includes the Class 3 trailer tow. Like it's just included in the ST.
Do you have to
Standard on all
add
Explorer
the
models.
options for like you have to add the options for like Sync 4 and all that? I'd imagine, right? Oh.
No, it comes like the only thing you can get is the Sun and Sound package, which comes with the B&O system, which is like those are
No,
just kinda
honestly,
mediocre anyway.
having test driven those, I can say that is a actually well deserved upgrade over the stock sound system.
Is it? Because I've never been impressed with the B&O systems I've heard.
But
maybe they did a good job.
There's better options, but compared to the base audio versus the B&O system, the B&O system definitely sounds better.
Okay. It comes with the multi-contour seats with active motion, which, like, by the way, none of this is actually, like, none of that means anything to me.
That, honestly, the first thing I thought of when you said that was, like, that sounded like some kind of, like, stick, like, some bullshit that, like, a deodorant commercial would throw at you.
Kind of, yeah.
Like
a razor,
yeah.
right? It's got the...
Because, like, I mean, if you look...
4 blades with active motion.
because like
multi-contour for a closer shave. Like, come on.
Men's like shaving products or like deodorant, like they just come up with like bullshit. Like they're like why is like men's deodorant is like cool time rush? It's like, what does that even mean?
Well, okay, so under it they make a little bit more. They say 8-way power driver seats replaces 10-way power driver seats. So I'm paying for less adjustability.
You'll pay for less and you'll like it.
Yeah. And then the panoramic Vista roof with power shade, like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, like, why is it panoramic and Vista? Like, does that mean anything?
I think it just means
know.
it's got
Also, all of these have trademark symbols on them.
Yeah.
So like active motion is just, it's like Ford speak for something.
Yeah,
so
they're just coming up with bullshit. That's what it is. None of those words are in the.
And then you can get Blue Cruise for $500 for 1 year, and $245 cargo mat.
They're proud of that thing.
Oh, cargo area management system. Sorry, it comes with the mat, the net, and the well rubber mat. Okay, so $245 for some rear mats.
Yeah, it gets you all the things that should have just been in there.
But again, at the same time,
all right,
this is actually pretty
grand,
well, right? Like,
but $60,000.
It's a lot of money, but it's pretty well featured.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
all right, fine.
It's yeah. But
yeah,
coming back, X4, X6,
yeah,
just stupid. They're stupid vehicles. If you like them, I guess
X6.
good for you. I'm
and
glad
X6
they have.
starts at $76,000.
Buy the Explorer ST long before that, please.
Dude, an M60 is $97,000.
What's the X6M?
So yeah, I guess if you're already shopping for a $75,000 car, what's another $20,000?
I mean, what, $200 on a payment?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
if you're
5.2 to 4.2 seconds, 0 to 60. I think the ST might do that.
That's a lot of money to spend to be as fast as an STI.
Yeah, hold on. Explorer ST 5.1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so an Explorer ST accelerates to 60 as fast as an X6 xDrive 40. It is not quite as fast as an M. Yeah, so that's why you have to spend the extra $20,000 so that you can go faster than an Explorer ST.
Yeah, you got to spend 100 G's or you're not. Otherwise, you're gonna get chopped by everybody on the way to the grocery store, dude. Like,
And for people that don't know, like the Explorer ST is so common in Michigan. Like that's just traffic.
dude, I see 40 a day. Like in a 10-mile drive, I see 40 easy.
Yeah.
Like I think every one of them is. I don't think I saw a base Explorer today at all. Like
no.
And then rounding off BMW before we get sidelined any further here, the 8 Series.
Really? That's okay. Hold on. I don't remember what the 8 Series is anymore.
So like the M8, like I think it's big convertible coupe.
But has it changed?
I don't think it's changed much in like the last half. I think it's kind of been the same for like the last 5-6 years.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to do a short on this because I want to learn about it, and then I just need to reuse that as content. Because I remember really, really liking maybe it wasn't the 8 Series. I feel like I remembered something that I thought was the 8 Series, but now I'm seeing that the 8 Series came back as the G14, G15, G16 in 2018. So wasn't there another? Was it the 6?
The 6, I think, did get refreshed.
Okay, because I feel like I remember like really liking. I mean, obviously the very first 8 Series, the E31 is so cool.
Yeah, I like
E31s are super cool.
Yeah, but yeah, the old 8 Series are sick. The new ones, I don't know. I never like really was into them. I see them every once in a while. I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It's a thing.
It's not a bad looking.
I don't think it's a bad looking car.
It kind of just looks like a really big Z4.
Yes, it does. It does kind of just look like a massive Z4. But I also like. I've never like. I'm not a big coupe person either. Like.
No, I know.
So like, since I don't like big coupes, I'm not really like into that, you know. And I don't like convertibles either. So it's really just kind of never really did anything for me.
Yeah. Okay, it is the successor to the F06, 12, and 13 6 Series. Okay. So that's why I was looking at it. I was like, wasn't that the same car? Yeah, because it looks like the old 6.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. No, but I totally agree. Like, I don't really like coupes. I like coupes in certain body styles, but not this body style.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if I'm going for a big body car, I don't want a coupe. I want a sedan. Like,
big body, I want a sedan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Factoid, apparently, according to from Wikipedia. I didn't know this. I should have known this. Take away my car guy cred guy on the internet that I'm going to tell you about later. The 8 Series was the first road car to offer a V12 with a 6-speed manual.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, and apparently had drive-by-wire. That makes me like it less. Now I don't like the E31 because I don't like drive-by-wire. Drive-by-wire is stupid.
I actually prefer drive-by-wire, but
hold on. Because if we're talking about like what I think drive-by-wire is in zero physical connection between the steering system and the steering wheel. Like Cybertruck drive-by-wire.
No, we're talking about throttle. And I would be willing to bet this is...
drive-by-wire throttle. Sorry, I didn't read the next word. Okay. Yeah.
I was like, no.
Fine.
I think you're thinking of steer-by-wire.
Yep. No, I was thinking steer-by-wire. See, again, take my car guy credit away because I can't read properly.
All right, so in our...
Yeah, no, electronic
by the end of this episode, we're going to have Mike's head on a pike for not being, for not being up on his brochures. Should have read everything.
Sorry, guys. I am not like so hyper focused on cars all the time that I know all the brochures and all the little trivia. I have a life.
There's a car wow commenter that's ready to tear your head off right
now. Okay. So 8 Series is going away. X6, X4.
Yeah. So
that's fine. The 8 Series probably. I mean, I don't know.
If you were into big goofy BMWs,
worse than the Supra.
If you were into big goofy BMWs, this might be a hard couple of months for you to get by, but I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
The world will move on without the X6, and so will we, because we're going to move into the next vehicle here, which
according to Good Car Bad Car, the 8 Series sold like 5,000 units last year, which basically means it did sell as well as the Supra.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of surprised it even sold 5,000 units, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's more impressive than the Supra selling 5,000 units, if you ask me.
I would agree.
So I think we already talked about in a prior episode the Legacy getting canceled.
Yes, we did.
So
We
could
did.
skip over that one. The next one,
the Legacy, though, I mean, okay.
I mean, the Legacy hasn't been cool the last few years anyways. Like,
the Legacy dying sucks,
but
it's like it already was kind of dying.
Yeah, it's been dead essentially, and like it's just now actually getting axed for real. Like I haven't heard anybody talk about the Legacy unless it was like on the most normie of normie ass people to be like, yeah, I bought a new car, I got a Subaru, and it's like, oh, what'd you get? A Crosstrek? And they're like, no, the sedan. I'm like, you bought a WRX? And they're like, no, the Legacy. And I'm just like, really? Like,
they still sell the Subaru. They still sell the Impreza as a sedan, don't they?
Yeah, you can get a sedan. Okay. I think you can get a little hatch, like hatch crossover looking esque thing.
Yeah.
As well.
When was so the Legacy did used to have an H6 for a little while, didn't it?
Yes.
And that was,
but it hasn't had an H6 in like over a decade.
A long time ago. Yeah, that was like back in the late 2000s.
Yeah, I think like 2007, 8ish was like the last time you could get something like that.
The only reason I remember is because I wanted an H6 Legacy.
See, I always hear people say that, and honestly, I've never been a Subaru H6. Like, the SVX one's cool, but like all the people that are building like Subaru H6s and are like, oh, I need to build, they suck. Like, just build an EJ25, it'll make all the same power, and everything costs less, and you can actually just order the parts. You don't have to like make shit, like, because nobody makes shit for an EZ30. Nobody makes like, no. It's just,
I think it's just the desire to be different.
Yeah, 100% it is, and it's just it's Subaru owner shit. That's what they're doing.
Is Subaru killing anything else?
No, actually, that's it.
Then hold on. Subaru is the perfect time to talk about this.
Oh,
so I'm going to interject. Yeah.
Our commenter.
So I got a comment. So the other day, right, if you guys, you probably know because if you're watching this, you've watched the shorts. Those have way more views. I've been doing shorts like whiteboard videos, and I did one like here at Cars. Basically, the premise was like I was watching The Dark Knight, right? And you either die a hero, lives long enough to see yourself become a villain. I was like, all right, what cars died at the right time?
Yeah.
And then like which ones didn't. And I said like two of mine was like Evo X, WRX.
Right.
Yeah,
because
the
Evo died 2015, and everybody's like, yes, Evo 10 Final Edition, sick car. And then like the VA was hated all the way up until the VB came out, and now the VB came out, and everybody's like, there's no STI, like Subaru's dead, like everything's junk. Like,
it's not even just that, like also they hate how it looks. Yeah. It's really expensive for what it is.
I will say
not in today's market.
I will say
the
VB really is pretty divisive because like there is like a small, I would say like 20% of people that are like into the VB are really into the VB because they're like, I'm making great power. It's wonderful. FA24, it's wonderful. It doesn't even look bad. Paint the fender flares, and everybody else is like, I hate it. That was the point I was gonna make.
That was the point I was gonna make. Is even the people that are into it still think you have to paint match the fender flares.
Yeah, exactly.
So even the people that are into it recognize it's ugly as sin.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, again, every generation of WRX that has hit the States has been the ugliest generation of WRX that has hit the States until the next one does it.
Which, to be honest, they're not wrong.
No, they're not.
It kind of has just gotten worse looking over time. But if we go back to like 2015 when the Evo X went out, WRX and STI was still like, it was still fairly well liked.
Yeah.
People were kind of starting to complain about the motor, but like that was kind of when it was just happening. Mostly it was just like, oh my God, my head gaskets failed, or oh my God, my clutch pedal fell through the floor because it was an 08 and we had problems. General things that happen on those cars. And whatever. And then I feel like just since then, like the WRX is just kind of, it's lost what made it
100%. I will say the WRX definitely had more esteem in the old days, like when, like in 2004, when the STI first landed stateside.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, demon, all-wheel drive, 300 horsepower, like weapon, 3,000 pounds. Like you couldn't touch it. Those
were the two cars in those eras, the Evo 10 and the WRX, like those were the two cars that were like, hey, people were talking about.
Well, and
rally because these are rally cars you can buy.
Well, and like in 2004, both of them hit the market. I think Evo 8 was available 2003 here, but between 2003 2004, with the STI and the Evo hitting the U.S. market, you had just about had all the other like import stuff kind of die, like JDM import stuff kind of die. So I think a lot of people don't realize, but the Evo and STI literally like they put the entirety of like the JDM scene like on its back and carried it for the next decade. Like,
yes. And they were the only reason people talked about rally for like 10 years.
Oh.
The only reason people talked about rally. You don't hear about it anymore, right? Like rally was kind of becoming sort of hot and then like disappeared. And
even now,
I think those were good. And now like it's just the car that they have out right now. It's a car. It's not a rally inspired car anymore. Yeah, it's just all wheel drive with a big turbo engine. Like that's it.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. But the comment, I think there is like a technical truth to it that is fair. Mm-hmm. I think being called somebody.
Hey, stop it! You can't do that nuance thing.
Well, I was called somebody who only has, I believe, and I quote, a TikTok level knowledge of cars. So basically, called me an idiot. Yeah, which is the reason why I have to mention it. Because like the point is kind of fair. It's basically like. Well, it's basically like, well, the STI is dead, and the STI was the Evo competitor, so the WRX was a rally art competitor.
I mean, and sure, I think, if you really want to get technical.
Like, if you want to get technical, sure, but no, blow me, I don't care. I'll probably censor that specific word. Anyway, but I just wanted, I wanted to see... Because you're the WRX, like you are the Subaru person. Yeah. Like,
I mean,
I think your feeling is the same as mine.
I mean, I guess you could here's the thing. Like, I don't really differentiate the WRX and the STI all that much. Like,
no,
the STI is not, especially like if we talk, like if we're comparing older STIs, like, I mean, dude, the WRX and the STIs are like, I mean, from 08 to 14, it's. The only difference was like the turbo suspension and the transmission, like I mean, a couple other axles and the knuckle. But like, I mean, there's a lot of like little shit, but like at the same time, it doesn't matter. Like if you're gonna modify it, right? Like if you're slap coils on it, well, it doesn't matter if you really have STI suspension or if you have WRX suspension. Like
no.
So like now in the newer FA cars, I guess you could have a little bit more of a new, like because it's a little bit different, but at the same time, like it's really not like.
So right, like still... there's not an STI anymore, but I think the WRX has six. I think the WRX might as well be an STI at this point. Well, and I think people are going to be butthurt about that, but it might as well be.
Listen, and this is what I've actually been saying too, is that like if you look at the WRX TS, the top trim available for the current VB generation WRX, that car might as well be an STI. They're just not putting STI badging on it because what doesn't it have? It's got STI tuned suspension, just doesn't say STI all over it. It doesn't have STI badges all over it, but it's got big Brembos. It's got the big brakes from the last generation car, so can't really go wrong there.
But it's not a bigger engine.
It's
not got a bigger turbo.
But it's got the FA24, so I mean, like, which is a better motor. Objectively speaking, the FA24 is a better motor, stock for stock. We don't know its potential yet. We haven't seen 30 years of development on an FA platform. But I mean, even if you compared FA20s, like FA20 WRXs with some bolt-ons comparative to the same year STI with an EJ, like you'd have to spend more money to make power up to about 500 horse on an EJ than you do on an FA. So, like, depending on what you're doing...
Like, the EJ platform was never a cheap power platform.
No, definitely not.
That was a car that you definitely needed to just fucking drive it. Like,
you either got to leave it alone or you got to do it.
Just drive the car as it is.
Yeah, do everything or do nothing. It's definitely one of those, do or die thing. Like, it's like, if you're not going to do it all, then don't do it at all. So... Yes. I mean, but yeah.
So anyway, okay, I'm right. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, I think
that's what matters.
I think you're playing semantics at that point. Like, technicality. Like, sure, I guess. Yeah, dude, pat yourself on the back if you really want the fucking win on that. Like, But
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
No.
It's kind of a wasted argument. It's not. It doesn't mean
agree.
anything. So,
So,
but
all right. Anyway, now that
talking about things that don't mean anything,
yes,
the next car here, honestly, I was surprised to when I read this. I actually was like shocked because I was like, I thought this was dead already. The Chevy
Okay.
Malibu.
yeah.
Supposedly
okay, so
that was
one,
still on sale the last couple of years. I didn't know.
Has been because it's like you got to understand from the OEM perspective, right?
Mhm.
Once a car has been in production that long, like this is kind of the reason why they didn't touch the Charger Challenger for so long, and like the Grand Cherokees and all that is like at a certain point the tooling is paid off.
Yeah.
Because
yes, you
like,
might as well just
amortize
run it
out,
until
like
it
you're
dies.
not carrying it. Yeah, because you obviously right. You guys have to understand like most of this stuff they've paid for already.
Yeah.
And then at that point they're just carrying it on debt on their books.
Right.
So at some point, like you're just like, hey, I have these assets. Like they can still make cars. The upkeep isn't that much for them. People are still buying them. So like, I guess we'll just keep making it. And it's almost like pure profit at that point because you're not carrying this massive
well, and I'm sure like when they
on your
design,
balance sheet.
I'm sure when they design a car, right? Like if they design like a new platform, they're like, okay, well, we need to hit X amount of sales for X amount of years in order to make our money back on this. You know, like of course that's all factored in, right? So like if
there's a lot of bookkeeping.
If you're year 10 and you're like, okay, well, we only budgeted for 6 years of this tooling, but they still sell 12,000 units a year, which is more than we make more money selling them than we do by just letting the tooling sit in a factory somewhere. You know,
yeah, because nobody's gonna buy it,
No.
right? Like, because like the tooling for the cars, nobody's gonna buy that.
well, and to be honest, they
And
don't want to sell it
so-
to you anyways. Because like, what are you going to
No.
do? Like, then you're going to go be the one that repops, Malibu door panels. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like nobody
no,
cares.
no,
And then fleets were buying them, right?
Mhm. Which that does.
Well, and there's
out.
this weird thing too. I don't know if this is related, but it makes me think. Because remember, there was a big push for a while there where like Hertz and National and everybody were like, we're gonna buy Model 3s.
Yes, which I think they
And
all
then-
kind of sold out of them. Did they not?
Promptly 2 days late, promptly like 2 years later, they just fire sailed them all because they're not good rentals, not because they're bad cars.
No, but
I'm
an
not
EV
saying
just it is not the best.
EV's not a good rental.
No.
It's not a good rental unless you're in a very, very specific space. And of course, Tesla service is just not equipped to handle that volume from like a customer like that. I really don't think.
Yeah, no, I don't think so as well.
Like I don't think they could handle it. And so they got rid of them. And so they're like looking to backfill. I'm sure they're looking to backfill with new cars. I mean, for God's sakes, when I rented a Malibu, because I rented a Malibu to go down to Virginia for work, and it had like 36,000 miles on it. So it was fairly new because like rentals rack up miles fast.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
It's honestly
the last
decent.
generation
and I can't
isn't
think
like
who else is a rental fleet gonna buy fleet level cars from?
I mean, your options are Altimas and Camrys.
Yeah, and like let's be honest. You are walking up to a like rental counter, and they're not gonna buy the Camry. You're walking up to a rental counter, and your option is an Altima or a Malibu. Which one are you gonna want?
It's kind of a struggle because, to be honest, I don't want to be in either of.
It's the Malibu. I'm sorry, the Malibu is better than the Altima. It just is. It's a better car. You know what was really good though was I did get a rental. Oh crap! What's the Kia that's equivalent? Not the
Optima?
new Kia, the Kia of like 5 years. Yeah, it was like an Optima or something.
Probably Optima.
I got a Kia Optima. I think it was like back in 2020 as a rental that I drove down to Ohio when I was in Michigan, and I liked that. That was a pretty good car, for just being like a But the Malibu was more comfortable. I'm not gonna lie, the Malibu was more comfortable. I drove it 7 hours Virginia and back.
I mean, I could definitely see like around here, like in Detroit, right? Like people like if you presented them with would you like an Altima or would you like a Malibu? A lot of them probably would choose a Malibu just because they're like, oh well, yeah, Dad worked at Chevy.
But I mean,
Big Chevy.
I'm in Ohio. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And they're still using Malibus. Like I don't know, just
Yeah.
And so all I'm saying is it makes sense that they kind of kept making it because if
I
somebody
just
was
feel
gonna
like
buy
I
it,
really
you're
don't
not losing money
see
on it.
them. Like,
Well, no, because you're only buying. I think it's only really rental fleets that we're buying.
and that's probably pretty likely. But it looks like Hertz is going to be at the pick the Altimas up because
Womp womp.
sorry, Hertz or Enterprise.
Hertz is gonna have to go buy some Kias or something.
Hertz is
Which again, I'm not disparaging Kias because like I actually think they make halfway decent.
I
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. It's official. I went to Chevy's site because I wanted to see what they had. You click on vehicles. It's truck, electric, SUVs, performance, commercial. There is no cars.
Yeah.
Cars is gone.
Cars is gone. Cars is done.
Cars is gone. Cars is done.
Cars is done.
Wait, you could buy a Bright Drop from? Oh, I forgot. Yes, I heard you could do that.
That's the goofy little EV vans, right?
Yeah.
Those things are kind of cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
So I think the next car here is the kind of divisive one. Well, I guess not divisive, but I guess it's the one that's kind of one of the more saddening ones here.
Okay.
Porsche 718, the Boxster Cayman.
So I've never got to drive one.
I have not driven a 718, so I can't speak on that. But personally, from looks alone, I do prefer the 718 Cayman over like even like the 991, 992, 911s. I think the Cayman looks better.
Looks
more proportionately.
Looks wise.
Yes.
I feel like looks wise of the current lineups, like the 718 was always my favorite.
The 718 is a gorgeous car.
Now I did know somebody who had a 996 that said that the 718 was one of the worst things he's ever driven.
Really?
Yeah, and he said that like just the steering is just absolute dog shit. But I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah, I'm not.
So I can't say. I haven't talked to a lot of Porsche owners. I can't say I run in circles that Porsche owners run.
Yeah,
in
I was
usually.
gonna say. Yeah, me and Porsche owners are not usually in the same Venn diagram, but
yeah. So I don't know, but like I'm kind of sad about it. You know, I keep seeing this. I don't know if you keep seeing this on social media, but like this whole like that the Cayman is better than the 911 secretly, but Porsche keeps gimping it because it would eat 911
I don't
sales
really think the Cayman is better because I think the 911 really is Porsche's baby. You can tell, but
yeah, I think it's just those weird things that people are like, I've been around the chassis enough, I've seen it. And,
yeah,
you know, it's but because the engine's a little forward. I'm like, I don't care, dude.
Yeah,
I really
but
don't
I
care.
do think the 718 is a much better value. Like I think the Cayman, like like a proper done up Cayman is like if you're just going for performance for buck. Like I think you have to spend a lot more money in a 911 to get a car that's significantly better than.
I think that's probably valid
trim.
without actually knowing anything. I think that's probably valid.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just like you're right. I'm looking at them like right now back against like one against the other. I think that the 718 just looks a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, it does. I think so as well. Like my thing is like for 991 or 992 generation 911s in comparison to the 718 Caymans. I think the 718 Cayman is just a better looking car, and I think like even like the 718 Boxster Spiders and stuff like that. Like it's just they look fantastic. I don't even like convertibles, but I think the Boxster Spider is kind of tight.
I would get a Boxster Spider pretty much no second thought. Like I'd happily
like that is definitely
Spider.
That's one of the few verts that that's one of the few verts I'd be like, yeah, you know what, I'd take that. All right, like you got me.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
So, but I have always kind of wanted a Cayman GT4. Like that's kind of been like one of those things. Like you know, like I think I've talked before about like my little list of like the things that that are like the bucket list cars, and like a Cayman GT4 is kind of like on there because I think it is like just a great looking car, and I think like it's kind of one of those things that's like I feel like that's one of the last things that like you're really gonna get like the most Porsche-like experience as which that like it's been described to me. Like you like that car is like
I think that's fair.
Very like raw, but it is elegant, and then like you get the 4.0, you get the screaming, like you get the and then like it's about the handling, like it's not like I think that car is just very what like I have envisioned over the years of like after hearing all the stuff about Porsche, like what I would expect a Porsche to be like, and so I've kind of always been like drawn to that car. And I think like that is to me kind of like the saddest thing is like, oh damn, like like but I mean to be fair, like they're still gonna be around, like you buy a used one, but I mean I would buy a used one anyways. I wouldn't go and buy a new one off the dealer lot anyway. So I'm not that
If
concerned.
I had the money,
yeah, I mean,
that I felt like I could buy like a Boxster, I would. I just don't envision, and maybe this is just me limiting myself, I just don't envision a world in which I have that much money.
I mean, I just think realistically, like if you're gonna go buy a deal, like to a dealer, right? Because I mean, like I think you can get 718 Boxsters, earlier year ones, fairly cheap.
Probably.
You know, I think you can get them like 30, 40 grand, which is like, it's pricey, but it's not unreasonable, right? Like you could spend 35.
A decent amount of car for what it is.
But I think it's just one of those things. It's like, you know, like it kind of sucks. I know a lot of people are upset because, like, you know, like this is still like the manual, right? Like it's the cheap entryway into the Porsche, you know. And so like the fact that you won't be able to get any gasoline powered 718s or like any, you know, gasoline powered like non 911, you know, it's kind of like, oh, it does kind of suck, right? Because like that was the entry level into that sphere. Yes. And I would imagine that a lot of people who like got into Porsche probably got in via Boxster, Cayman, and then graduated into a 911. I'm sure there's a good decent amount of buyers that you know followed that path up. So it's kind of sucks to see, but
they're actually fairly expensive. So I should say a 718 Boxster specifically. Those are still running pretty pricey.
Are they?
Oh wait, hold on. I clicked mileage. I thought I clicked price lowest. Let's double check that. Okay. Yeah, okay. 40 grand, 2019, 86,000 miles.
That's not terrible. I mean, it's not the
50,000 miles.
I think there's
50K.
better deals, but I think if you were like, I have to have a Porsche, I could see it.
Yeah, here we go. Porsche certified 2017, 30,000 miles, 54.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
I think that's reasonable. That's also probably what it cost in 2017.
Yeah, or probably.
Oh wait, no, it's Boxster S. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I know. Boxster S probably would have cost more than that, I'd imagine. I think like a base Boxster is like a 65, 70,000. So.
Well, now they're more.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think it is one of those things.
That's sad. That kind of sucks.
But the next thing also kind of sucks, and it's actually kind of what I kind of thinking about it now. I kind of regret not putting it on like my like.
Bucket list? No,
it's not necessarily like a bucket list car, but it is a vehicle that I've like kind of always like had like been fond of, and that's the RC, the Lexus RC, like the RC 350 F, the coupe.
I want to double check that coupe. I'm thinking of the correct one. Yeah. Okay.
So for me, I haven't pulled the trigger yet. But I have had a fascination of at least the last like year or two with like that Toyota 5-liter. I think it's like the 3UR GSE or something like that, or 2UR GSE. I think is the.
I don't know.
Spitball in there, but
yeah,
I think that 5-liter could be something pretty fun. Like you get them in the ISF, you get them in the IS 500, you get them in the RCF, and like they use it in their race platforms, you know, like I think it's got potential. I think I'd really like to explore messing with like the limits on one of those and like see what, you know, a blower on one would do. Like I think that would be sweet. I kind of don't
it's probably worth considering. I just something about like the Lexus performance cars.
Well, I think they're kind of underrated.
Really appealed to me.
I think it. Well, so here's the thing, because they're all 8-speed cars, 8-speed autos. They're not. Yes. They're not manual. So a lot of people, I think, just kind of leave them alone, which is why I kind of think they might be slept on. Which is why I want to I kind of want to get into one and see like I would be willing to get into like an RC or an ISF or IS 500 and like play with that platform a little bit, because I think that platform has probably got a lot of potential, and it's just not seeing the light of day because.
Can they really be tuned though? Because
I mean, so
I thought Toyota ECUs were pretty much still in the not really cracked well phase.
Yeah, but again, if it's because you don't have a lot of people messing in that sphere, then it's going to take longer for that kind of stuff to come out. So,
no, that's fair.
You know, I do think that since that's kind of the case, or it seems like it's kind of been the case, that like until people start messing with them, they're going to
Yeah.
kind of remain slept on. And I kind of feel like
I
that's
would
something
agree.
I would like to explore. Because I mean, that could be the Toyota Coyote. We don't know because nobody's really.
That's true.
I don't. If anybody in the comments knows or has any resources to shops doing stuff specifically with this or anything more on that, I would be extremely interested in reading up on it because I am very interested in getting into that platform at some point. So
I will say, like, I'm not a huge RC. Like, I was going back and looking at it because I was trying to refresh myself on
Yeah.
like what I've seen because it's, be honest, dad brain kills sometimes. But you reminded me that I don't know if this probably isn't going away, but have a serious soft spot for the LC 500 convertible.
the LC 500
I think it's
another good looking car.
in the convertible, especially. Like, I actually think that it is one car that does convertible well.
Yeah,
And I feel
it does a
like-
lot better than a lot of others for sure.
I feel like it would be. It is like kind of the perfect older, kind of well off man car. Like, just, kids are out of the house, it's you, your wife, or your new
Yeah,
girlfriend, or whatever.
that's like-
I guess not judging.
That is prime, like you're an old white dude and you're trying to go on a
Yeah.
date, like
Yeah.
like that's it.
It would be fun.
I'm not gonna lie, they
top
look
down,
baller
it's
though. That red is
nice.
phenomenal on those.
Oh my god, I know. It is. Well, and it's nice. It's comfortable, right? Because it's a Lexus. Lexuses are comfortable.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be reliable. Like, you're not going to be spending a bunch of time in the shop. Like, if you try to get like a Maserati or something.
Right. Well, and that's kind of where like I think that like that Toyota 50, it could like that's where I think you could start having some fun with it. Like I think that thing might actually be kind
Yeah.
of stout, and I think like there's potential there. We just don't know it yet. So but like
Yeah.
I mean the IS 500 has that in it. The ISF and the older platforms, the RS or the RCF, like the LC. Like there's a few platforms there that have that drivetrain, and I like, I think it would be kind of interested to get into it. And all of the things that have that in it, right? I'm kind of like, what? I kind of jive with all of them. I think the biggest thing for a lot of people is the fact that there's no manual option that you could stick behind it, so it's been disregarded by a lot of people.
Well, but it is appropriate for what it is.
No, 100%.
Because these aren't cars that are targeted to enthusiasts.
No.
They are cars that are targeted
Towards-
to older people
with money.
that have a good amount of money
Yeah.
and want something that's kind of like, it's, how do I say? They're kind of targeted to like your Mustang buyer that has a little bit more taste.
Yeah, I can see that. Like the guy who wants a GT, like the guy who wants it's for the guy who's had a couple of Mustang GTs, and now that he's like a little bit older, he's like, yeah, getting it out of it's kind of annoying. Like the Mustang's a little like it's not as nice, it's not as plush.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
you want something that's a little more refined, something that, but you don't want to, like you don't want to spend Porsche money, right? Like you're not trying to step into that.
No.
You're not trying to
Well,
spend.
it's sort of like, like, because you can either go, like, if you're an American muscle car, like older, like, let's be honest, older USA white man. If you are in a Mustang or Camaro or whatever, right, and you're getting older and you want something more comfortable, you can either go get a Mercedes or you can go get a Lexus.
Yeah.
And the Mercedes is for the one who wants the flashy tech and the luxury, and the Lexus is for the sensible.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think that's who it's made for. It's sensible.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's somebody who wants something classy, something sensible, and I think I think it is a relatively good option there too. So
Okay.
uh,
Okay. So that's a shame that that's gone.
so yeah, that it will be leaving, which is kind of sad, but
Goodbye, RC. Okay.
next thing
Yeah.
is the Ford Escape, and I kind of saw this coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Bronco Sport.
I didn't. I thought it was gone. I didn't realize.
so
For me, this is the Malibu moment. I thought that the Escape was already.
Yeah,
out.
no. Well, and I guess I did know that it wasn't gone yet, but I did test driving for Ford, so like I was driving them for
Fair
the
enough.
2026 model year. So
Fair
like
enough, yeah.
I knew
I
they
thought
were
they were
there,
gone.
but the whole time I was like, dude, there's no way this lasts when the Bronco Sport exists. It's literally an updated
That's
version.
exactly
I
it.
I knew that was going to replace it, and here we are.
Bronco Sport even shares tires with the Ford Escape.
Yeah, well, they're all based off the same platform for the most part. It's all shared
Well,
with the Maverick,
like, but it's literally
Yeah.
like the Ford Escape and the fucking Bronco Sporter. Like, it's the same car.
Yeah, they just recladded it.
It's basically recladded. Like, they share tires. Like, they're very, very similar. I think the Bronco Sport has slightly different tuning, and most importantly, the Bronco Sport's a couple grand more expensive.
Yeah. Hey, anything that moves.
Which, like, I'll be honest, I'm not faulting.
I do
Ford
think
for
the
that.
Bronco
Like,
Sport looks a little better than the Escape. I think these last
Bronco Sport is a more attractive.
this
car.
last generation of Escape kind of hideous. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a good looking car. The interior wise, everything about it. The Bronco at least followed. The Bronco Sport falls in line with the rest of the Ford lineup as far as like interior design, exterior design, and stuff like that. So I think it's a more appropriate.
The new Ford Escape, if I remember correctly, was a little bit more designed out of Europe.
I would believe that. I would believe that
the initial one.
I would believe that.
Because it shares design language with the generation Fiesta and Focus that we like the last ones that Europe saw.
Yeah.
I had a company car Escape for about a year, and I mean, it was of this generation, right? So
yeah.
I liked it well enough.
No, they're not bad. It's just
like Turbo 3, I think.
I don't know.
I think the base models were Turbo 3s.
I think base models are Turbo 3, and I think the other option is like this is 2 liter.
The 2 liter Turbo 4. Yeah. So I had the Turbo 3, the base model Turbo 3, and I mean it was fine. I took it to Florida and back.
Yeah. No. And like I put extensive amount of miles on them. Like they're fine. It's just
my only complaint is that I think they're a little too loose on the high-speed valve tuning in the shocks. Because I don't know if they utilize this, but when I was at Chrysler, there was one of the suppliers. They called them gizzies, basically. They're like these little inserts in the valves, like as part of the valve tuning. That basically, it just kind of allows a little bit of oil to sort of float. So like when you're hitting softer, like when you're hitting high frequency impacts, it just allows a little bit of float and compression. And then it just sort of like it's just the restriction
like a
is sort
sponge,
of so
right? Like
it's sort of right. It just allows a little bit, so you're not just constantly engaging the washers, right? This typical valving. And it makes it a little bit plusher there. But what I noticed is if you drove the Escape for a really long time on the highway, as the oil heated up in the dampers, it would start to get a little like wobbly.
And I could attest to that because they definitely like they. I feel like and I kind of did chop it up to the fact that like it's an Escape, right? It's kind of an affordable thing. It's like it's a Focus replacement. It's just a Focus on stilts. So like with that being said, I was kind of like, oh, all right, it's an Escape. It's just kind of chintzy. That's how they are. But they are like it does have it. It is kind of lacking in like when you drive it for a long time, it is a little fatiguing. It's but I was kind of I wasn't surprised to see this on the list. No. Seeing that the Bronco Sport really does everything the Escape does, just marginally better.
If the Bronco Sport didn't exist, I would be surprised. Yes. But since the Bronco Sport exists and has honestly done fantastic.
Oh yeah, the Bronco Sport is and I'll be honest, I would imagine most of the people buying Bronco Sports probably had an Escape, and they're probably like, they're like, oh, I like this, like it's so much better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then adding to the Chevy Malibu in the rental car fleet death, the Nissan Altima.
That I didn't know.
Nissan Altima.
I feel like I should have known.
The Nissan Altima is also coming to an end. So City Girls are not up for 2026. You will not be.
What is going to be the new, like, in 10 years, right? Because it's not new Altimas.
Right.
Right? It's, like, kind of older Altimas.
What's going to replace
a lot of what you're
the
seeing.
existing Altimas now?
Yeah, what's going to be the Altima after you think?
Yeah, I think it'd be like
K4s.
K4s are like that most recent generation Altima. Like, I think those would be pretty clapped. I think that because they're going to be
kind of like the K4.
No, and I actually think I've driven one, and I do think it's actually not that bad. Like as a regular car, right? As a Corolla adjacent esque thing, right? Like it's not bad.
Yeah.
But I do think that those are going to be the ultra cheap, ultra clapped. You just get in it for like $3,000. You drive the wheels off of it, and you just don't care. Like that will be the car with dings on every corner because you could just get one for $3,000 all day long, and you could get it and you just ride it till it dies, and then you get into the next one.
Man, that really means Kia's like the only name in the like cheap sedan game.
Pretty much. Because yeah, I mean, like you can't touch it. I think if you touch a base model Corolla, it's like 24, 25 grand if you can get it at MSRP.
No.
I think they're kind of pricey. No. I mean, my buddy was trying to get into a Corolla hatch, and I think he was saying that like if he got into a Corolla hatch, it was going to be like $28,000 is what the dealer was quoting him. And he wasn't even looking at like a top trim.
I'm loading it. Corolla, base Corolla, technical starting 22.7, which is still
20. Hot. Yeah. So I mean, you figure after taxes, you're 23,000 minimum. 23.
Corolla hatch starting at 24.1. So yeah, I could see 28. Like they throw in like one or two dealer things because you can't really get a base, and then
you're right there. So
man.
Yeah, the Corolla's pricey.
Bad for kids these days. I feel bad for kids these days, man. Like you guys are getting screwed.
Dude, I mean, remember when they used to sell Kia Souls? You could buy 2 of them for the price of 1.
Yeah, I do. Well, I remember this was my first wife's car. Like she really wanted a Beetle, and so we got a Beetle, like SE, right? Yeah. So second trim level, and this was manual. So it was a 5-speed manual with the turbo. Like with the turbo model, which I think that was a 1.8 turbo. Yeah. It's either a 1.8 or 2-liter. I can't remember.
Talking about like the one like 2010ish, right? Like when the new Beetle came, like yeah. 2-liter.
So it was the new, we got that for $25 out the door.
Yeah, like that's
like, and so that was like a second trim level. Beetle is a more expensive car than a Corolla, and it should be.
Yes,
manual with the turbo motor
for
less than a Corolla costs now, like a Corolla hatch.
Yeah, like if you got an XSE Corolla hatch, you're paying probably 30 keys.
27,175 with no features.
Yeah, so
yeah,
any like options or a nightshade, whatever the packages they offer or whatever the hell. You're. I mean, dude, you used to be able to get a Mitsubishi Mirage for like what, 17 grand, 16 grand, like new. Like that was like
you can't mention Mitsubishi Mirage without summoning the mechanic.
The mechanic. And you're right. You probably can't. But you know what? For a car that was brand new under $20,000, I mean,
it's okay, fine. These like the Versa Note though. That was right. That was the cheap car, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Versus.
I think the Versa Note.
I think even Altima was cheap.
16.
I think the Altima was 20,000. Like. I don't think Altimas were all that expensive in 10 years ago either.
Well, okay. I don't know if I care that much about that going away.
Yeah, so Altima is dead. Following goofy BMW crossovers is Cadillac XT4 and 6. Which, I mean, it's like the Cadillac Traverse and Equinox. I think like it's not.
Those cars I wanted to like them because I like luxury.
I think SUVs.
I have a soft spot for luxury SUVs.
I think they
look phenomenal.
Good, but
the interiors were pretty nice. They're pretty nice.
I just couldn't. I feel like if I was going to spend the money to buy something like a Cadillac XT4 or an XT6. Why would I not just go buy like a Lexus RX 350? And I think maybe that's just like a me thing, but I couldn't bring myself to spend the money on that when I could just get something that's probably going to be better, in my opinion.
No, and that's fair. I just can't. I couldn't overlook the fact that it's just a reskinned, like you said, Traverse. Yeah. Like a reskinned Equinox, which like I don't like the Traverse and I don't like the Equinox.
No, I think both of those are awful vehicles, which is why I'm like, do I really want one of those with leather? Like
that's why Lincoln still kind of works for me. Yeah. Because I kind of like the way the Escape drove, which means like
the Corsair.
What's the equivalent?
The Corsair.
The Corsair.
Well, but also, like I think Lincoln's design language is actually
Oh, it's so
really good. Like I think the modern Lincolns
So
look
good.
great, and also like I like the buttons for on the dash for the the drive
Yes.
select. I think it like everything looks
Well,
good. Like
did they keep? Yeah, no, they did keep that. They did
yes,
keep that. Okay.
but like
Well, and
the
that
layout,
like thing they do on like the speedometer that's like looks like the solar eclipse, like that's fucking cool. I
yeah,
love that.
like
Like it's so good.
yeah,
It's so good.
I'll be 100% honest. You can call me. I mean, I've got boomer spec opinions all the time. I mean, we know I'm like I like all the old man spec, the old man spec, colorways and
I mean,
whatnot.
so do
But
I. So do I.
honestly, especially after having driven, I would 100% go buy like a Nautilus.
Oh god,
Like
yeah.
a Nautilus is fantastic, drives great. Like if I just needed a
If
small,
they
dude,
have already
you can get like
fixed the
40
aviator
mpg.
issues, like with reliability, I would get an aviator.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I don't really care for the Aviator Explorer platform as much because I think that platform doesn't drive all that nice, but that's me personally.
Yeah.
But the Nautilus drives
No, that's
fantastic.
super nice.
It looks good. You can get like
That's
40
the
mpg.
Edge equivalent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like almost the size of an Explorer. Like
God, I want a Lincoln.
Lincolns are nice.
God, I want a Lincoln. I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be controversial. All right. I think of like the not like supercar stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't personally have a ton of interest in anyway. But like I think of the non-supercar stuff.
Yeah.
I think Lincoln has the best design language of any any modern automaker.
I don't know if they have the best, but it's
not
up
like
there.
exterior necessarily, but like interior.
Their,
That's my favorite.
Their
Like,
interior design language is very good. Honestly, even exterior, I like. It's clean, it's simple, it's classy.
The new like big light bar sort of center grill thing, like I'm not crazy on.
But it doesn't look bad either.
No. I saw a Navigator, like a brand new Navigator driving
Dude.
around, and like all I could think was just like, oh my god, I want this.
Dude, the new Navigators are they're nice.
Well, okay. Hold on. Actually, I don't know. We can't spend too much more time on this. All right.
Yeah.
We'll
we'll have to come back to circle back to that conversation.
Yeah.
But
who has the best design language?
Yeah.
We'll have that.
And then we got two more to get through real quick. So
okay, good.
Audi is dropping the A4, the A7, and the Q8 e-tron.
We're not talking about Audi.
So
we're not talking about Audi. We'll be on for another hour. I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed about what Audi's doing.
Yeah, they're gonna be killing.
You know, I love Audis.
Yes.
Like Audi has been my thing for so long. And I just can't with the new design language and the direction stuff going. I hope, fingers crossed, that they pull it off and they turn it around and things go back. But the post facelift of the current generation on Audis, exterior design language, whatever, it's okay, but the interior design language is awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's piano black Porsche.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
I am not. I've kind of always felt like to me, like I know you're a big Audi guy, right? But for me, like I've kind of always thought like, yeah, if I was gonna buy something from like the Volkswagen, umbrella, I'm probably just gonna go buy a Volkswagen because I feel like in a lot of cases the Audi is kind of like, it's like you get like the supersize me. Like it's like you're paying the extra for like the large meal at McDonald's, and like I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of that.
It depends.
I'm sure it depends on model.
Current generation stuff.
Well, I was gonna say I think it depends more like on model, and there are specific Audi models like RS3 and like the TTRS that I think are really cool. That obviously you like do not have like a direct like Volkswagen like replacement, right? But
like the RSQ8, right? Because that's RSQ8, and then the Porsche equivalent, and then the Lamborghini equivalent are all based on the same thing. They're all very much similar. The 3.0 TFSI has not been in any or has not been in any VW,
right?
But yeah, like I don't know, Audis drive so different and are so different than their VW counterparts. Like that, I will totally disagree with you on that one.
Well, okay, and I don't disagree that they do drive and handle a little bit differently. But I just feel like as far as like the quality wise. Like I feel like Volkswagen is kind of almost too close to Audi in like terms of quality. That
Sometimes,
like
yeah.
I feel like, you know what? Because if I'm buying a regular traffic car, right? Like if I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
something like if I was gonna buy the small SUV because I wanted,
Tiguan Q5.
right. Exactly. So like if
Yep.
my choice is between a Tiguan or a Q5, I'm just gonna buy a Tiguan. Like I don't think the
Yeah.
Q5 is a big enough jump to justify the cost difference.
If we were talking today, I can't quite comment because I haven't driven a current gen Q5. If it's as good as my Q7, absolutely, it's way fucking better. But like if we're talking like circa 20, let's say 14, 2015 time frame, right? Like so like newish Tiguan and then the older Q5.
Yeah.
The Q5 is far and away better car.
Think so?
Far and away better build quality, far and away better materials. The isolation, it's for me like that when I had my Q5 TDI, which is not the current gen, it was the last gen Q5. That's still probably the most comfortable car I've ever owned. And that's like over my current gen Q7, my 4M Q7. I liked my Q5 more. So like in that case, but then if we're talking like a GTI and an A3, right?
Yeah.
If you don't want the all-wheel drive from the A3, it's not really that much better. Same thing with like a B7. Like you're really not getting that much out of the Audi.
Yeah.
It can depend, like you said, but on the like regular traffic, like a Q5 specifically, no, Q5 stand every day.
Okay. I mean, that's just it's not really like been my thing, and like I don't know,
You're also not into big luxury.
No,
cars.
I'm
Like, that's
not, and like
your thing, and
and that's why like that honestly again kind of like when I said earlier, like I'd probably just buy like an RX 350. Like if I was like because my thing is right, like I think about this, I'm like okay, well if I had a significant other that I just like wanted to make sure like had something nice that they could get places, like I would probably just go buy an RX 350 or a Nautilus for them because I like both of those. I think they do what they need to do decent and they're relatively simple and like I feel like that would be an easier because I don't like. Am I gonna have to work on it? Yes, but like,
it's not gonna be much. It's gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be too expensive.
Like I know if I have to work on an RX 350, it's not all that in comparison to like I know if I buy an Audi, like I was like okay, now I have to deal with 2-liter TFSI issues in my Q5 that my wife drives and beats the shit out of. So it's like if I wanted that, I would
not
buy
have
Golf.
bought my Q7 if I did not drive as little as we do. That's I'll be transparent. I understand that.
So, and then lastly,
God, I want Nautilus now.
The Infiniti QX50 and 55, kind of another one, but again, not anything I really care about.
I remember seeing those at the auto show. I don't remember how many years ago, like when it came out. And it was like, dude, this felt like it had so much potential. Like I was so excited about it. And then I was like reading the test drives and stuff from it. And it was just like, I haven't got a chance to drive one, frankly, because I've never known anybody that bought one.
Yeah, me neither. I rarely see them on the roads, so it's not really a surprise to me that they're getting pulled. But I do think what's kind of interesting to me off of this list is that there's a lot of like the kind of...
I think it's the one I've heard the most people upset about.
It's kind of one of the basic like luxury SUVs are kind of all getting pulled. Like these aren't...
Well, who's going to buy them?
Well, and one, I'm sure because sales are down on them, across the board, right? But like, I'm just thinking like, it is kind of strange, right? Like the BMWs pulling these, Audi's pulling these, Infiniti, like you're just seeing all of these kind of like drop out of the lineup. And so like, I just feel like that's kind of interesting. And I wonder if that is like either, hey, is this some kind of market correction, like because of sales? Or is it like, are people kind of starting to get off of the like, SUV crossover craze? Like is that kind of dwindling down? Are people just kind of like more into like a full-blown truck at this point, or like are people kind of like maybe I kind of want to step back and like
I think the price stratification has occurred to such a degree that like if you're going to buy an SUV, you probably have enough money, like an expensive SUV, you probably have enough money to just buy like a big SUV.
Yeah. And that's fair.
Right, you don't see like you're not seeing.
Yeah, I mean, like if you could buy that X6M, you can buy an X7, right? So like,
right, but like you're not seeing X5, you're not seeing X7, you're not seeing Q5, you're not seeing Q7, you're not seeing whatever the hell Mercedes makes. You're not seeing the larger Lexus SUVs. You didn't see the Escalade. You didn't see the Navigator. You didn't see right. So these are cars that if you can, because like we understand, right? If you make enough money,
Yeah.
that you can realistically afford like a $50,000-$60,000 car, you probably are making close to enough money that you could afford a $70,000-$80,000 car.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, a lot of people are willing to overstretch themselves as well. So, like, I mean, if
But it's one thing to stretch yourself from 30 to 40, which is what it used to be with stuff like this. Is it was like, oh, maybe you stretch yourself up to like low 40s.
Yeah, and like the people that are making 60,000, you know, or that can afford to buy a $60,000 to $70,000 SUV are probably making enough money to buy a $90,000 SUV. So like they don't really care that they're spending a few grand.
Yeah.
More.
Well, that was like one of the statistics I remember hearing a while ago is like the biggest like purchaser of like Bentleys is its like wife's second car. You know, it's like,
so it's like people who are like
they're not like, if you own a Bentley, you also probably own $1 million car.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're going up in the stratification. You're like, okay, I finally make enough money to buy a Bentley. Like that's not who's buying Bentleys.
Yeah.
People that are buying Bentleys already own multi-million-dollar cars, and now they're buying like a toy.
Yeah. Now they're like,
you know?
now
it's
I'll
like
buy
going
this
out and
in
buying a Versa for my wife. Like,
yeah,
you know,
you're doing it because you can.
So I think. Like, I think that's what it is. And then the people that can't afford them, they're just going back to cheap sedans. They're like, this doesn't really do that much extra for me that is worth justifying. So I'm just going to go back and buy a cheap sedan, or I'm just going to go buy like a cheap crossover.
Right.
You know, like a base model.
Yeah, you'll buy the Bronco Sport. Yeah, you're just going to buy the Bronco Sport if you need something new. You know, you're not going to shell out the extra 20 grand because you can't eat that extra $200, $300 a month right now. You know, it's just not possible for a good chunk of people. So,
yeah. So, yeah. So basically, what we're hearing, to sort of wrap it up, what we're hearing is that the cars that are selling or that are going away are the things that are slightly opulent, but not super opulent.
Yeah.
Which further reinforces that the middle class, the upper middle class, is disappearing. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So glad that you can do this for us.
So, yeah, I mean,
now I'm depressed, man.
Well, you know, unfortunately, you know, somebody had to have the funeral procession for the cars exiting for next year, and I guess we had to be the sad bastards that had to give the speech for some of these things. But
I'm sure Doug DeMuro is going to do something on it. It's going to be a lot less funny.
Yeah, probably. You know, I'm sure there'll be a lot more cackling, but
the Prius is the best.
But yeah, no, honestly, the only thing I really kind of care about on this is, I mean, it kind of sucks to see the Cayman go. Honestly, I'm kind of a little surprised the RC's gone, but I think it has been around for a minute.
I think the Cayman's the only one that I'm kind of actually sad about. The rest of them are just sort of like, all right.
Yeah. Like, and like,
but at the end of the day, it was all a bunch of cars that was like, I was never going to buy that.
Right. And that's kind of how I feel too, is it's like, okay, cool. Like nothing I particularly was like, interested in going and buying.
Yeah.
It is off market. So, I guess for those of
like
you
economically though, it's still not a good sign.
No,
so like that kind of sucks.
Exactly. And I do kind of wonder like, okay, like, well, if this is what this year looks like, what are we going to lose next year? You know, like what kind of stuff's going to fall off? Because like, is that trend for like the, you know, smaller SUVs or like pseudo luxury SUV kind of like thing going to fall off more? Is it gonna, or are we going to lose more of these like fleet as vehicles? Like, would we see a Kia Optima death next year? Like that would be crazy. I don't think so, but like
that would be really
but
bad.
Like, I mean, if we get to the point where like there's no more rental sedans, like what does the world look like at that point? Like that would be kind of
rental SUVs.
I mean, well, obviously like they would have to go to something, right? So
yeah,
but like I think like whoever is going to be the last one to hold out in that market, you know, is that what we're going to watch? Are we going to watch everybody fall off until the Camry is crowned the you know, the sole survivor of, you know, normie traffic? Or like, I mean, I don't know.
Corolla sits top a pile of bodies.
Yeah. The strongest sedan of you know, history versus the strongest sedan of today.
I don't know.
So yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
but
all right.
Either way, that
was
the end of this episode. It's depressing.
Yeah.
No more. If you cared about any of these, I mean, it is what it is.
No more Cayman, no more Malibu. I'm crushed.
Yeah. I mean, let us know what you're saddest about off of this list. down below.
If you are.
If you are sad,
if you're not sad, go ahead and comment something anyway. Comment. Why don't you comment a car you wish had died this year?
I like that better, actually. If you wish, what do you wish you would have saw on this list this year? So let us know.
And if your answer is just like some generic SUV, just shut up. I don't want to hear
clearly
it.
They're listening because they're falling off. So so
all right.
Alrighty.
Well, we're gonna end this episode and move on to the next one.
Yep.
Peace.